All right, hey everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day out there today. I finally got my camera fixed up. I finally got my Wi-Fi fixed up, so now I can move and it's not all glitchy and whatnot. It was a weird issue, but it is absolutely fixed. So happy to see all of you guys back here. Unfortunately for all of us, including Loki, Loki is out of treats right now. I gave him the last one this morning when I went out to the gym, but he will get some pets here. And I got some cool little merchandise from Opus Clip. They're not really sponsoring the channel, but they always give me cool stuff. So, awesome little hat here. But here's Loki. Loki. Oh, let me move my headphones up. Oh, you're such a good boy. Yeah. He's looking for something, but he knows it's not there. So he's getting grumpy. Where's Loki at? Oh, he's going to find his toy and whatnot. But hey, Wilder, happy to see my man. Hope you're doing well. Loki went to go grab a toy before we play with him for a little bit. Let's see. He went right here. Now he has his ball. Well, can I have it? I don't think he wants to give it to me. Come here. Yeah, where's Loki at? And he dropped the ball, of course. Come here. There you go. Loki. He went to go grab another toy out of protest. But yeah, he's still good. He played outside in the rain today. Had a blast. Here you go. Ah. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Oops. There he goes. All right. So happy to see all of you guys here again today. Hi Wilder. Hi Diam Crypto. A few things. So as of now, new channel system, new way we're going to be doing things here for the most part. Most of the streams will still be around the same time, around this 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock range, and I'll probably go for 1 to 2 hours depending on how the news is for that day. Like if there's big news, like something really big happened as far as the economics of the United States or the Fed or Trump or something like that, yeah, we're going to stay longer. If there's not really much going on today, I'll give you guys a brief overview of what I'm looking at, some of the cool stuff going on in both the stock market and the cryptocurrency market, and then we'll call it a day after we kind of chat. And if you guys have any questions, of course, I'll be answering those too. I started to move over towards the AI shorts from Agent Opus as I kind of helped them out with testing out some cool stuff. So far, they've been really good. Some haven't been that great, but I haven't really uploaded those because I don't want you guys to see them because I'm still learning how to use AI for short form content myself. And on top of that, coming up here, I'm just going to be doing straight tutorial videos or videos talking about trading strategies in general. So the majority of the videos will be something like, hey, here's how to use the smart money concepts. That's probably going to be another one I like to do, right? But after that, you're also going to see videos where it's like, hey, why momentum trading is so much easier than trying to buy the bottom of support. I'll package that in a better thumbnail and title for the video and things like that. But you guys are going to get some just blunt, honest things where I don't really show you guys anything that you guys haven't seen before as far as like a tutorial, like no new indicator or something, but instead me just kind of showing you patterns like, hey, have you ever seen this pattern as far as momentum trading? It can help you guys out a lot, maybe with Google and smart money concepts paired with the MACD or something like that, or that type of stuff, right? One of the issues I ran into over the past few months is I kept on trying to make all these tutorials, and I was trying to make tutorials on new strategies, and there's only so many new strategies that I can come up with. I'm not a genius in that regard, right? I'm a genius as far as trying to just be chill. So there's that going on, and then I'll just have some talking head stuff where maybe I talk for a half an hour on a subject, and I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out, but I'll see. It's all going to be related to strategies and things I'm looking at right now. So it's not going to be just me in front of a camera. It'll be me looking at charts and analytics and data, almost like a Benjamin Cohen type of thing, but not going too much through the data because sometimes he just says data to say it, which isn't a bad thing, but it's like, as somebody who watches Benjamin Cohen religiously, I know it can be quite repetitive, so I don't want to do that to you guys because I don't have that celebrity power to be repetitive. So yeah, that'd be pretty good. And hey, Dem Crypto again, happy to see my man. So let's get started here, guys. This week really is all about rate cut. I mean, that's what everybody really is looking for here. You can see right here on Wednesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we are going to have the FOMC interest rate decision. The entire market is waiting for that. We've had a massive swing over the past few months, and I just mean a massive swing, where everybody's been trying to think of, are we going to have a rate cut in December? Are we not going to have a rate cut in December? And as of now, it appears we are going to have a rate cut. I think it was like 70% chance we weren't going to have one just a month ago. Then all of a sudden it swung really crazily because the Fed hasn't been able to like get their act together. Let's just say that. But now we're looking at about an 87.2% chance we are going to see a rate cut this December. And then we might have one more in January. But it looks like everybody right now is thinking we're probably not going to have a rate cut in January. Now, closer to when Jerome Powell is kicked out of office, or his term ends, whatever you want to say, his term ends, and he retires, you'll have more people that want to have rate cuts. But that is months and months and months away, which is absolutely horrible for us that want to see rate cuts happen very quickly. I will just say, it looks like we're probably, as far as probabilities are concerned right now, not going to have a rate cut in January. This is a very fluid situation, though, because we've really just had really odd jobs data because it's all been lagging so much. We may have really bad jobs data coming out over the next few months, and that could really get the rate cuts really moving because the Fed has been slowballing this. And, you know, we've talked about this for a long time, but if you go over core inflation from Trading Economics, core inflation rate, you just go to the last 5 years, we haven't seen the spike from inflation they've all been talking about. Now, I can understand if things started to move like this, like back in 2022, where we had this big jolt and I was like, whoa. I could actually understand not cutting rates in that circumstance. I know the market would suffer. Trust me, I know. But I could understand that so we don't have to keep on going higher and higher and higher. However, we haven't seen the jolt. We just haven't seen the jolt at all. And even within this little decline, we've seen times where it's gone back down and it had a little bit of an upward move and then it does it over and over and over again. So I'm still waiting. The Fed has been slowballing this and like, hey, we haven't seen inflation skyrocketing. We haven't seen inflation skyrocketing. So at a certain point, they're going to have to figure out like, hey, you guys said inflation was going to skyrocket. I need you to explain why hasn't it happened yet? Because a lot of the basis for you not cutting rates is saying, hey, inflation is going to skyrocket because of the tariffs. If we're not seeing it because of the tariffs, that means you have a good reason for cutting rates and not being as concerned. And if there is a reason for you to be concerned, like inflation does start to spike next year or something like that, then I can understand taking a little bit of a pause. But for now, they've been wrong. They've just been wrong because core inflation is usually what they use. There's regular CPI inflation and things like that. United States inflation rate. Let's go to past 5 years, right? We've been doing this little up and down thing, and we haven't broken back above 3%. That's the same as we were back in January. Back last January before that, we had 3.1%. So overall, we're still coming down, but no big move, right? So I mean, this one's a little bit more wavy, sure, but still, we just haven't seen that move. And to me, that's like saying, hey, there's a lot of room for cuts. And I know they're very smart individuals. I know they have all these degrees. But at a certain point, how long do you want to wait for this data to come? Because they said this data was going to come months ago. We were going to have inflation going higher and higher and higher, and you know, just kind of breaking through some of these tops. And we really just haven't seen it. And I wonder if that's just because we all know that Trump pulled back quite a bit on his tariffs. I think we already know that. But I wonder if they're still assuming that even though he pulled back, it's still going to have some massive effects down the road. I just haven't seen it. I just haven't seen it so far. Now, when we're looking at the stock market here, the Dow, the NASDAQ, SPY all went down today. Same with the Russell. Not really down a lot. It's just trickling down 0.5%, 1/4%, basically 1/10%, 0.02%. Not a lot happening right there. Trump greenlights the NVIDIA H200 AI chip to China. Says Xi responded positively. I think that's overall pretty good. And then there was some news about Paramount and Netflix and Warner Brothers. Not really anything I think we need to talk about right now, but there is some drama right there. Something that I saw here, which I was curious about. was Trump is announcing a $12 billion aid package for farmers caught up in the trade war. So I'm just going to read the key points very fast. But President Donald Trump announced a $12 billion aid package for U.S. farmers, described as bridge payments to smooth their transitions away from Biden-era economic policies. Some in America's agriculture industry say that they are suffering as a result of Trump's wide-ranging trade war, especially due to conflicts with China, a major U.S. customer. I'll explain that in a second. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins just joined Trump for the announcement. Something that I think a lot of countries do that's very smart, especially with American democracies, is if Trump is playing hardball with China and he wants to get some type of deal with them, China will say, okay, we're going to make it very hard. We're going to stop importing as many of your goods from primarily Republican states to make sure that your voters are hurt more than the other side's voters, so that when it comes time to election, maybe they will take some power away from you. And if they take power away from you, you're less efficient. And if you're less efficient, you can't come after it as much. This is what Russia likes to do, China likes to do, major powers. It works very, 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 very well. And you can see Trump is having to respond to this. He may not want to admit it, but yeah, his tariffs are having a bad effect on the farmers, right? And plus, on top of that, I don't know if you guys have seen how expensive things have been getting. I think they showed beef prices. We're getting out of control. Beef prices chart. You want to talk about inflation. I believe it started all the way back over here in, I think it started back in like 2008, but it's just kept on going back up. Let's go over here to month. Oh, this is just, okay. Oh, no, here we go. 10-year? 2018 right over here, had a big thing. It's not going to let us go back. Okay, yeah. So we've had some crazy beef prices going up. Crazy, 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 crazy beef prices going up. COVID really sparked some stuff off, of course. But, I mean, we've just seen spikes and spikes. And I don't know exactly what's going on. You know, I'm not entirely sure why. I just haven't cared to dive into it. But it is interesting. Now, NVIDIA up, Apple down, Avgo up, Microsoft up. There's a bunch of different stuff that was going on today. Not really great day across the market as a whole, but it was okay. Cryptocurrency heat map, Bitcoin was up, so the majority of other stuff was up. Nothing too crazy there. Look at the right side of the chart right here, and you can just see a bunch of green as far as altcoins are concerned until you get up here to the indexes, which of course were red. I haven't been able to stream with you guys for like a week now, but basically our account that had $200 into it, I invested $190 of that $200. We are now up to $230. So we have about a $30 profit off of $30 of profit basically compared to how much I put into this Robinhood account. I absolutely love that. So if you guys have been following this with me, I know it's been very, what would you want to call it? All over the place, if you will. There's some good days and some bad days. I think what really has been helping my account out though, is that I started to buy some more of these. I told you guys I was going to dollar cost average into these, but if I find something I like more than other things, I will invest more money into those, right? And one of the things I've been doing is I've been trying to aim for some of these assets where they're less than, they're like less than 20 bucks, because they're less than 20 bucks, I can actually buy shares of them. You can see with Veritone right here, I own 11.5 shares, where when it comes to TIM, I only own about 0.153 shares, not that much. And with Veritone, I'm up around 25% on this since I bought into it, which is very good. I like that quite a bit. It is a higher risk asset. Big Bear AI, I'm up 0.6%, so nothing too crazy there. I think there was a way to, here we go. Big Bear AI, I'm up 0.6%, Sound 0.6%, Veritone 25%, Amba down 11%, Simo is down up 4%, Team is up 7%, Enodata is down 5.5%, QBTS is up 15%, KN is up 3%, and OSS is up 35%. And again, this is something where it's cheaper and I'm buying it, and it seems like people are doing that same type of thing. So I'm keeping track of it. If you guys didn't know, I also made a YouTube video about this. I haven't had a chance to really promote it to you guys yet, but it's basically, if I can pull this up. Actually, let me just go to my YouTube channel. I don't go over to my YouTube channel enough, I don't think. Here it is. It's called, yeah, what are the top AI stocks for 2026 better than Nvidia? I should ask, here are the top AI stocks for 2026, but whatever. But yeah, it only has a few hundred views so far. I put it out a few days ago. These are all high risk, low market cap ones. So if you guys wanted to know why I bought these ones, you know, that's something good right there. This one's up 35%. This is my biggest winner, but I haven't invested enough money into it, unfortunately, which sucks. But I will add some more down the road. But that means I'm buying like at 40% higher than I could have if I would have just doubled down a while ago. You can see it over here. Back when I started to buy, I bought this. I bought November 12th. So I bought here at 549, watched it go to 439, and now it's up to 738. So I'm liking it so far, but I probably should have added some more money. But again, this is dollar cost averaging. It's not like buying in bulk and just holding, because of course I know that could kind of spook some people. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the results of this AI portfolio. And hey, Lisa, happy to see you. Happy Monday. Yes, in Canada, groceries are insane. Beef is huge. Yeah. It's just been rough. Let me see. Now, okay. As far as Bitcoin's concerned, guys, I'm not there yet. As in terms of saying, hey, this bear market thing is over. It's time to buy. We can all go back in, and everything's going to be really, really great. Right now, on the monthly chart, we can see a few things. The bearish momentum is still there on the monthly charts, and that's usually a very, very bad sign. It's not the end of the world, but typically when we do have everything kind of aligned against us, you know, with the MACD, the stochastic, and the RSI all bearish at this point, it usually doesn't work out that great for us. I'm happy to say this is only the first time we really had to see this, though, back in 2022. We're seeing it again here, but we really don't have much, you know. Wait, why does it keep doing this? Have you noticed that sometimes it's giving me information back to 2017, but it should be giving me information way back in the past? Yeah, why does it? Maybe if I go to weekly chart, does that fix it? No. It's been glitching out on me, and I don't know why it keeps doing that. The data should go further back. It's not the very beginning. I don't know why it's been doing that. But that aside, we can easily have a pump, and we'll talk about that in a few seconds. But as far as me just going all gung-ho, not really. I'm still looking for these great trading opportunities. The last time we went bullish within a bearish movement, I believe, was all the way back over here. That didn't bode well. And even this one over here, the monthly chart was still bearish. We turned green right there. That didn't go well. I'm not going crazy right now. I think if you wanted to have some fun, you guys could see that sometime this week, I think there's an opportunity that we are bouncing off this Fibonacci level. There's an opportunity for us to have a little bit of a crossover between the RSI and the stochastic. Not so much the MACD just yet, but we're heading in the right direction. And then from there, maybe next week, perhaps, maybe this week, we can have the catalyst because of the rate cut and whatnot. But I think there's an opportunity for us to start hitting back up here towards the 50-day moving average, and that would push us back up towards 98,706. And what's interesting about that is it'll probably be a range of wherever that 50 ends up coming down, and then you add on this kind of box that we have up here from the first Fibonacci level up here to this hard level of support that we had back around 98,859. So I wouldn't be surprised if over the next couple weeks or so you see Bitcoin during those next couple weeks, because I'm not going to be able to time it properly, where you have a surge back up here towards $100,000, maybe even work above it temporarily, and then we get rejected, and then we have to consolidate longer through December, in which case maybe there's an opportunity for us to go even higher and break out. But I think there's going to be a big test up here where we fail, and then you could buy over here, and by that point I would hope that the weekly chart has better momentum for us. Like I said before though, am I going crazy? No, because the monthly chart is still bearish. I know this is a different type of bull market, bear market dynamic than we've seen in the past. And by that, I mean, this might not be like a 2022 type of nasty move. This may be like a 2019 move where we had this bearishness. Forget about COVID. Just imagine if COVID wasn't there. I know it'd be hard, but we had this bearishness that kind of led into another rally. Maybe that's something we have to deal with. But I just want to stress, from the moment we hit not all-time highs, but we hit the highs over here. Yeah, why is all of this missing? Yeah, why is all that missing? But the moment we hit our little highs over here, you know, before we got rocking and rolling again, it did take about 490 days, which was basically about a year, which kind of sucks. And only then it was because we had pure, what would you want to call that, 0% interest rates, pumping money into the economy like crazy, giving everybody thousands of dollars, which in which case they invested. I don't think we're going to be going down that path again, and hopefully we don't even have to go into that same type of recession as we did before. It'll be interesting for sure, but I don't think we're going to be headed that way. Okay, let me get rid of that and that. So right now, I think there's an opportunity for us to have a boom. It'll mostly be guided by, rate cuts, and this a little bit of a lingering hope that people are going to have to try to buy back in. But I don't think it's going to be a move that really takes us back up to like $127,000 or anything like that. I'm not really risking it like that. I'm thinking of opportunities for day trading, but if you guys even look at some of these charts, like this is a 4-hour chart. Sometimes we just want to add on a basic super trend. You know, it's been doing okay, but the gains haven't been as long as we would like them to be. So this one right here started off as a bullish signal. You're pretty much going up to level of resistance, right? Whether it be that one or that one. You know, that one only took about a day and 16 hours, but it only really gave you about 2.5%, which was kind of risky. This one right here, I know maybe some of you guys wanted to buy at support. You guys could have. But again, you go up to resistance levels, you know, that maybe took about 12 hours, maybe 16 hours. That was about 2.5% right there as well. So I just haven't seen too much that's been like, wow, this is great. And at least unlike this one over here, we've at least had the daily MACDs being bullish. So there's been a little bit more of a momentum reasoning behind it to say, hey, let me buy right now. I see momentum is shifting. But even through those, if you held on for just a tad too long, I mean, I think you guys can see how nasty this can get really, really fast. You can be down quickly, and that, you know, losing money is just never a fun thing in these current environments. So just understand, it's still a rough time to be trading. You know, unless you guys really are knowing your stuff, it's still a really rough time to be trading. And speaking of trading, I am going to start promoting my cryptocurrency exchanges a little bit more. I don't want to say my, but the sponsors of the channel, they don't pay me based off of signups, or they don't pay me based off of like just me talking about it. The way I make money with exchanges is, I've told you guys this before, but in case you guys are new, what they do is they say, hey Michael, you've gotten signups, they deposited money. If they trade, then you make money. So it's a little bit more about you guys trading and stuff like that. I've explained it a number of times before, but I get new people every now and again, so I just want to be transparent, because I think like 95% of like cryptocurrency influencers, they're not really transparent about how they get paid, which is why I tell you guys, when it comes to trading, even though I make money off of how you guys trade, I'm also kind of saying it's not the best market to be trading right now. So a little bit self-harming as far as my wallet, but I still think overall better for you guys, which will be interesting. And then also OKX is starting up the exchange in America here. They basically just got the green light from the Trump administration. If you guys are looking for a new exchange and want to test it out, they're giving away a bunch of free SEI right now. If you guys were to deposit $100 in there and you just hold it, don't trade it, don't do anything, just hold it. I think you also get like $10 worth of Bitcoin. Oddly enough, I signed up, I didn't even put money in there, and I got $10 of Bitcoin, so I don't even think it's a prerequisite to put money in there. But because Bitcoin crashed, like my $10 is worth like $8 right now, which kind of sucks. But it's still $8 worth of Bitcoin, so I'll take it as a little bit of a victory lap. But yeah, so this is some of the stuff I'm looking at right now. I'm optimistic that we can have a pop, just because some of the golden crosses getting ready for us here. Golden crosses have usually given us a little bit of a move, right? A little bit of a move. Not too much right there. A move. Not much of a move. So more often than not, but not always. Not even enough for me to feel really confident about that, actually. Oh, this is a 4-hour chart, excuse me. That's what's weirded me out about, not a daily chart. But yeah, so I'm cautiously optimistic. Am I going gung-ho though? No, I just don't feel the need to be excited about this right now. I think when Jerome Powell comes out on Wednesday, we're going to have the cut. but I really have no idea how hawkish that guy is going to be when he gives a statement. I could really envisioning him being overly hawkish, despite not having inflation. And I don't think any of the reporters are really going to ask him tough questions about, hey, how long before we get this inflation you guys keep talking about, because we just haven't been able to see it in the data. He does have a rebuttal. Well, right now the government shutdown has made it hard for us to get the data on time, so we don't know just yet. He'll have that in his pocket. It's just that, like, hey, we're still waiting and it still hasn't manifested. At a certain point, you just have to admit you're wrong. And if you want to tell a bureaucrat's ego is so massive, they will never admit that they did wrong. Remember, transitory. He still hasn't said anything about the transitory. Like, hey, maybe it's time we have to retire the word, but come on now, it wasn't good. You know, even I was believing transitory because I believed the Fed. Now I know better. Now I know better. All right. Now, a couple other things here. Last 7 days, you're seeing cryptocurrency as a whole up. I do like to see that. You're seeing a few things up more than others. SUI is up 21%. Mantle's up 14%. OKB is up 13%. This is basically, well, I bought some of this, but basically it's getting into the American market. Hopefully this thing does a little bit better. This isn't so much of a lower market cap play because this still has like 2.3 billion. So I'm not going as much as in this. I'm not buying as much of this as, say, something like a week's token, but I'm still thinking it's going to do well. Usually in a bear market, I will actually start to buy more of the OKBs or some of these other tokens because once the market turns around, I know these exchanges are still going to be here, and that's usually something I like. It worked well with BitGet and a few other tokens I'm enjoying so far, but it's just still a riskier thing, so just be aware of that. Okay, now, move that back over here very fast. What do you think about age verification? I hate it. There will be a disaster. Privacy leaked to the hackers. I don't know what you mean by age verification. It depends on ID on every website. I haven't heard of that, but honestly, I don't usually care too much. As long as there's an easy way, like a Google password or something for me to get away with it. And hey, Mattis, happy to see you, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. Hope you're doing very, very well. Did I miss you saying thoughts on NVIDIA or target price with the chip news? No, I'm not too concerned with NVIDIA right now. I still think it's overvalued. I've been buying up all these lower market cap stocks right here. Like the big AIs, like here's the daily charts. They've been choppy and I'm waiting for them to have another breakout. Pretty much a lot of them have just been choppy. Veritone's been treating me pretty well since I bought it over here. Amba, Simo, right? Even Tima right here. Seeing if it has a bigger dip and rip. This is from a video though. Enter data, same type of concept here, QBTS. I'm up a little bit, but they're still kind of turning a little bit more bearish. But these are long-term holdings. As far as NVIDIA is concerned, we're still in a bearish phase right now. This isn't enough for me to want to hop back in and be all excited. What we did see last week was us breaking back above the 20-week moving average, which is pretty darn nice. Usually when breaking above it, we have some fun moves. Not always, but we typically do. It's just sometimes you look at this, like, what the heck was happening? The 20 didn't even mean anything back then. But once we get back to being all bullish, you know, all the way around, that's when I get more excited. So I still think we're a few weeks away from having a really massive move when it comes to NVIDIA. Typically also when we see these types of moves here where we get bullish and everything's going back really well, we've had some type of nastier move and we really haven't seen that. This is all back in April. This one right here, see how it wasn't as big because we didn't really have those deeper buying zones. So by the time everything went bullish back over here in August or October, it still made us some money, but not the type of really big money that comes in. I think right now we're going to be looking at something of a softer move up and not something of a drastic move up. And I think part of that's just because if you guys remember what happened last December when we had Jerome Powell come out and said, hey, no more rate cuts. Good job, everybody. Give yourself a round of applause. Even NVIDIA took a nasty dip. Compounded with Liberation Day tariffs. Compounded with that. But you can see we just were not happy with that. The same thing happened with Bitcoin back then as well, where you saw Bitcoin have a nasty move when Jerome Powell was like, hey, there's there. Hey, no more rate cuts. Round of applause, everybody. Bloom. Just Oh, not good. Of course, tariffs came into play. Really nasty move. Just, yeah, not fun at all. Not fun at all. Oh, God, that was a horrible time. There you go. Pop this back open very, very fast. And somebody is trying to push Bitcoin down. I don't know who, but you can see somebody is obviously trying to shed us, push us down a little bit here and cause us to crash. We've been able to buy back up. There's support levels. There's a good support level right here, but they're still trying. They are still trying, and that's a concern for me right now. If you have given yourself a nasty driver's license, it already happened in UK, Australia. Oh, America doesn't really do that stuff too much. We're kind of anti that stuff. CME does not update to Monday mornings. There you go. Let's see. BTCC, you don't like the platform. Check put XLS seller. Let me see if I can find this very fast. Which one? There's too many of these for me to know which one to choose. There's a lot of them in here. Even the over counter ones. Oosh. Let me see how Bitcoin's on that 15-minute chart here. Ethereum 5K by end of February. I would hope so, but I'm not even really buying Ethereum anymore. I've kind of given up on that asset. I've kind of moved my money over towards Solana a little bit. What I'm buying instead is the Tom Lee MicroStrategy. So what's that name? BMNR. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna take me a minute to remember this. What I should actually do is just go over here and do BNMR. BMNR. There you go, Bitmine. Jeez. Move it up here a little bit more so I can keep track of it. There you go. Yeah, I might buy this one since it's going to be like something more of a levered move, because Ethereum hasn't been netting me enough money to really justify holding it. So if you're looking at this right now, $35. Sure, it can always go a little bit lower, that's for sure. But if you wanted to take an opportunity, you could try to buy this right now. What's up, Corey? But you do have that resistance up there around 65. My concern is, you guys know I love Benjamin Cohen, and he's talked about this when it comes to MicroStrategy. He talked about how the last cycle as well, what we saw happen was, let me go over here to, no, this is the weekly chart. We had this capitulation right here. We broke down, came back up, and then had the larger drop. We've just had that move down. I think we can have a surge back up, and then we came back down even more. So if you're buying the BNMR, right, the Bitmine, and I know this was like a SPAC or something beforehand, so you don't really look at all that like a MicroStrategy. But you could possibly see that we do have another move up higher, and then we get rejected down if this really is something of a bear market. Because we really don't have much data from BNMR, but you could say that if we go over to MicroStrategy, you know, you go all the way back here to 2021, even all the way back here to 2017, and some of the COVID stuff we saw, which looks very small now. During the 2019 moves, after we had that initial drop, we really didn't see it go down too much more, which I think was pretty darn good. Now, COVID changed some stuff, yes, but that's COVID. Maybe we do flatten out as MicroStrategy. Maybe BNMR does bottom out, and we don't see this massive move down, right? Like we would just go down for a while. Maybe we stop here, go sideways instead of continue the extra leg down. Because if you guys do recall, this next move that came down, it was more aggressive than normal, especially when you think about like just anything going on. And that's because we had like a bunch of exchanges going down. I can't recall how many. Let me see if I can actually GPT this. Back in 2022 during the crypto crash, how many exchanges went under? Give me a list of just names and money lost. Nothing else. Let's see how this works out. And I'm gonna push this back over here a little bit too. Yeah, I mean, whoever it is, they're really trying to push us down right now. Yeah, say full list. I hate when I ask for a list and it just gives you like 4 or 3. It doesn't make any sense when it does that. Alright, it's thinking. We'll come back to it in a second. Alright, so I will add another $100 to this account sometime during Christmas, I suppose, and I'll buy some more here. I just want to let you guys know this has been high risk, but so far it's been good, but it's still high risk. So please understand, even though the portfolio is up like 5% right now, what month? Yeah, I bought November 12th, so you see me go down. Basically, it's up 9% since I bought it. It could still go back down 20% before going up 50% and stuff like that. It's all over the place. It's still thinking here. Okay, let me X out this very fast. I just wanted to see if there's any actually tokens having a really good day today. Zcash still seems to be the one that's really making some good moves. You can see because of that 90-day still being down, it's consolidating. But if you guys are doing leverage, that still seems to be the best place. And that's mostly because if everybody's trading the same type of token, they all kind of have the same trading rules as far as the very basic stuff. When I look at that, I'm like, okay, I think there's an opportunity for us to make some money. You can see this is a 15-minute chart, and just over here from the lows we saw back on Sunday, it ran up another 28% before breathing back down a little bit here. Now, it looks like we want to roll over a tad bit on the 15, the 30 minutes rolling over, the 1 hour is rolling over. The 2 hours still looking okay, but showing some weakness. The 4 hours still going strong here, but getting a little bit overbought, but that's not terrible. That's not terrible just yet. So, and we just managed to break above a previous level of resistance. And then let's go back up here to the weekly chart for the Zcash. You can see this is kind of like a dead cat bounce after all that nastiness. How much did we even move down here? It was like 30%. Now, at one point, it was down 60% after this massive move. I kind of wish I would have bought some of this, but I've just been too preoccupied with other stuff. And also, like, you know, when you see something run up like right here, you're like, is it really going to go higher? Maybe, but do I want to take that chance? No. I'm a little bit too cautious for my own good, and sometimes that makes me lose out on some opportunities. But I would say it's helped me out more than it's hurt me. All right, here we go. So back in 2022, when the market was going crazy, market strategy was going down, everything was going down. We had a Wonderland go down, Terraform Labs go down, Babel Finance, 3 Hours Capital, Voyager Digital, CoinFlux, Celsius. I believe BitBoy lost a lot of money in Celsius. BitBoy lost money, Celsius. Let me see. Yeah. Crypto influencer Ben BitBoy Armstrong lost $3 million in the Celsius collapse. He admitted to his losses and embarrassment over promoting the platform without significant due diligence. So that was a big one. Damn, people still hate that guy. Still hate him to this day. I think somebody put out a new video the other day about him. All right, Vald Nuri Hood Holden Not Compute North Freeway FTX Group. I mean, look, look at that. Salt. And BlockFi. I totally forgot about BlockFi. But yeah, it was just a horrible time in the market. Everybody was freaking out. Nobody really wanted to hold anything besides like maybe on Coinbase or Robinhood or Crypto.com. And even then, they were like, remember there was like a period where there was like rumors coming out, and everybody was like, if there was a rumor about you coming, like, hey, here's everything we got, here's all of our Bitcoin, try to sell it. And if they survived the sell-off, then everybody was like, ooh, okay, we're good, you know? But that must have been some sketchy times for those company owners. We have World Token still doing okay, Pepe, all right, it's okay, Optos. I have like 3 Optos cards in my closet right now. From going to the expos they've just given them to me. One of their guys wanted to do business with one of my friends, but they never hit us back up. I was just going to help them out with some stuff. Ecosystem, DevDocs. See if I can find it. Aptos. Aptos card. Yeah, it basically looks like that. Arculus and Aptos. Oh, it's an Arculus card. That's what I got. Arculus card. And Aptos seem to build Arculus technology to Aptos and Petrol Wallet ecosystems. I think it's pretty interesting there. But yeah, I got a bunch of these things just lying around, and I have no idea how to use them whatsoever. There we go. All right. And hey, Tommy, happy to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. They already have 25 states have age verification laws happening now. I haven't noticed anything, man. Nothing about age verification here at all. And hold on a second. YouTube keeps on trying to make me turn on ads for you guys, but I don't feel like ads are going to really matter too much for a stream of this size. And plus, they just seem like they're going to block important things that I say. Let's see right there. Am I missing something there? No, that's not too bad. All right. Oh, interesting. Ah, there you go. Sorry about that. I was looking at something that YouTube put in there that's new as far as streams. Oh, and this is something I wanted to explain to you guys too here. So, you know, once a day I'll be doing this stuff. I'll try to do these streams as much as possible as far as, hey, let's talk about technical analysis. Let's talk about news, what's moving, what are some opportunities for you guys out there, like what is shifting. Because I'll be going over to FinViz usually, not today, but more often. And I'll be saying, hey, let me go through a lot of these stocks, and I'll be looking at which ones have had a recent momentum shifts here. Almost to the point, I don't know why, but this website kills my computer. Like it's actually running a 5080 very, like it's like Cyberpunk all decked out or something like that. But you see there's these moving averages here with some like bullishness and stuff like that. I almost wish they had MACDs involved. And so I think instead of using this because it just kind of is rough, I think we can go in here and we can go to products, go to screeners, go to stocks. I haven't had to use this in a while because it's just a clunker of a screener. But I believe there's a way, technicals, and we go down here to stochastic, 1 week. It doesn't have my settings. That's the thing that sucks here. Closest thing is to be 1433. Add filter. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this and see if I can do it, because I want to be able to add my system of, hey, look to see if there's some bullish momentum on a company out there, maybe a sector as a whole, and then we could try to ride those sectors for a few months, make our 10-12% as they rally up, and then pull out gradually, take that money and move into the next sector over and over and over and over again. I think that'd be a good way to go through it, but I'm gonna have to relearn this because they update this thing like every 5-6 months, and every time they do it, everything is a little bit different. I think, like, I don't need all of this information. Yeah, I don't need all of this information right here. Ticker description, auto refresh off. No, that'd be crazy having this refresh every second. So what if I go over here and I do technicals? Rating, strong buy, yes, 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 that's fine. I want on screener. Market cap 2 billion to 10 billion. Let's go 10 billion to 200 billion. Manual setup. Let's go from 2 billion. Oh. No, let's not even do that. Let's just go to. No, let's just do large caps. 200 billion. All right. And we just want to see. Yeah, we just want to see a bullish crossover. This is going to be much more complicated. This is not the way it used to be. This is why I don't want it right here. Chart grid area. Bars. Why is it okay? Panels is fine. Let's do the last 6 months when it comes to these charts. At least Apple's been able to make some moves. Alphabet's making some good moves. Microsoft is flailing. Remove 16 inactive filters. There we go. I will try to go through here later on and figure out how to do this, but I think there's a way to go through here and go to stochastic, right? One day, okay. You want weekly charts? That's fine. And I guess we just can't do the full-on charts. We have to go like this. But I'm looking for the crossovers. I don't know if it's going to be able to do the crossovers here, and that's going to be what kind of irks me. But I wouldn't mind actually just having a stronger list and just going through it. But maybe, I guess for this one, maybe we do have to go through FinViz. I wonder if there's a correlation between a stochastic like mine going higher and then maybe some moving averages you can kind of compare them to. It probably won't work the best, but like I said before, if we were to go to maybe something like, look at a Bitcoin. If I can find it here, there we go. Oh no, this is already glitching out. I'm not gonna be able to do it while streaming. It's just gonna be too crazy. But if there's a correlation there where we can find, hey, the weekly charts are good. For example, if I go to YouTube breakouts, now let's go to Apple, right? You can see this was the start of a good cycle. This has been a start of a good cycle. This has been start of a move right there, right? And this is one right here. And you guys will recall, I don't really like to trade Apple too much, and I've been complaining about Apple a lot because it really hasn't been giving me as much of a return as I would like. And part of it kind of came from this moment back over here in 2023 where everything was aligned for it to go higher. You can see this moment right there, the third line. You pulled up right here, right? And you just kind of had to trust the weekly one, and that one seemed to do better than the monthly one. I like having everything work together for me, though. I don't like to be fighting with each other. Fun fact, though, you don't really have to pay attention too much to the MACD. Look for the crossovers from the RSI and the stochastic that are also happening below their 50 marks, which is that very faint dotted line right there and right there. If the crossovers happen below that, usually there's been enough of a pullback where you can be like, okay, now I'm excited to be buying it. You don't have to anticipate something of a massive move. What you're looking for usually is, hey, crossover below the 50, right? Try to ride that wave. The thing that can hurt you, though, is, again, during this whole time, the weekly charts were the monthly charts were bearish, right? Because this was inflation. You go back over here, crossover, right there. That worked out. But the crossover right here and right here, where we had two, this was back November 7th, it only went up for a few days before moving back down. So there's a risk there. That's why I like everything to be good and going the same direction. And I think that's why I've been so much, I've always preferred big tech and things like that over the past few months. You can see right here, obviously, crossover way down here, crossover way down here. That one didn't work out. If it doesn't work out, you can't use it for the next one. I mean, Google, it usually works out pretty well with, like, right there, crossover, that was good. Crossover, that was good. Doesn't look like it, but that was good. Crossover, that was good, even though that's a little bit of a higher risk one because you can see it's above the 50. Would you take it? It's really up to you. I normally don't, so I would have missed out on that opportunity. Crossover right there. That one worked out. Interesting. Oh, there was no second crossover right there. Crossover right here. What was that? The 17th of January. It went up for a little bit. That was probably this was bearish on the monthly charts as well. So, you know, we're kind of in this period of time where all the good buying opportunities have happened, and now you're just kind of shaving off what you got, and we're still waiting for another great buying opportunity. It's just that these things take a long time. You think like, wow, you know, I could have bought way back over here. Well, if you think about this, if you bought, let's just say you bought a couple weeks later, actually May 12th. Let's get rid of the oscillators very fast. If you're still holding everything right now, you're up 87% over the last, like, I don't know, what, 210 days? At one point, you're up 100% basically. But when you put this together, first, you're probably going to scale out like 20%, 25% right there at the 207 mark. We only stopped there for a few weeks before breaking out. So that's 25% for holding for just 100 days. That's not bad at all. But you pull out those Fibonacci extensions. You're usually aiming for the 1 marker here. which is up there at 346. But realistically, you know, you hit some resistance there, you hit some resistance. Oh, not really there. Let me see. No, I managed to break back up. That was kind of nice to see. Some resistance over here. You probably saw a little bit more around 285, and now you're waiting to see this. You're pretty much close to getting out, all the way out, unless you want to do something more realistic, or not realistic, more aggressive. In which case, you can try to pull it out here. I don't usually use this one. You can see it's just not as accurate at all, you know. But that's just because of the way we have the after hours markets. You pull this out a little bit more though. Let's just go to a monthly chart here. We just talked about this one right here. Right? Resistance, resistance, nothing there. Resistance, resistance. Next one's at 342. You pretty much want to be out. I mean, Google is doing some crazy stuff, and I kind of want to sell the majority, even my retirement holdings. I think I want to sell some of it. And of course, if you wanted to really do something crazy here, we really have just been able to explode through all of this, like really all of it, just because of AI. AI started pretty much over here, so play around, but right now it's just kind of selling season. That's what I don't like about this market. But I'm trying to find stuff that is having those crossovers right now. So perhaps we have a monthly chart where we have a golden cross where the 20-month moving average is over the 50. But that's a lot of data you would need for that. And by that, I mean you have to have a stock that's old to have that data in place and not just look at the weekly. But maybe we just look at the weekly, you know, if we have a golden cross or something like that, maybe that's fine. I'll try to find the best screener I can to find that information out for you. I'd rather not have to go individually through Finviz, but I think that might be the best bet. I just don't know why Finviz is like, let me go over here very fast. Hello, 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 hello. You guys know, not device manager, what's it called? Task manager. There you go. So right now my CPU is 7%, my memory's at 40%, disk is at 1. You pop on a good old Finviz. We go from 7% CPU up to 10. No, it's not even doing anything. 20% CPU, 42%. Maybe if I go to screener, is that what sets it off? No, I don't know. It just, the whole computer gets really glitchy all of a sudden. Google Chrome, 43%, 17%, 35%, 34%. Just starts having these weird spikes, and I just don't know what's happening here. It's not even messing with my CPU, it's just messing with my memory. Who knows what it could be. If I go over here to technicals very fast, and let's say we have, it only gives me the daily moving averages, so why don't I just see if we can have the SMA 50 crossed above the SMA 200. And then we want to have positive, we want to have for the quarter up, and then we want to have RSI 14. Want it to be oversold 30 perhaps. That's 50. Below 50 really is the sweet spot, so we can do 40 even. We don't have to have as deep as 30. So oversold 30. And there's nothing right there right now. Well, then I'd rather not have the 50 here, and I understand why it's not going up. There you go, quarter up. Not that many things right now. Everything's just been boosting up. Okay, that makes sense. Well, if we're oversold, we have 202 stocks that are oversold below the 30 right now. That's all we have. and then you go over here to descriptive and you just say, hey, I just want to trade US stocks. 145, go over here to custom charts. Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. ACM, engineering, construction. No, I'm gonna have to figure out a better way to do this right here. Got an Amazon package on its way. Yeah, probably not. Brookstone Ultra Short Bond ETF, yeah. I'll figure out a way to do it. If anything, I'll probably just go through a list of my favorite stocks and whatnot. And I think the easiest way for me to figure out some stuff is probably to go through ChatGPT, do some type of ETF lookup, find out what these ETFs are buying, like in the healthcare sector, like top 5 healthcare ETFs, top 5 energy ETFs. Go through each of them and find out what the largest holdings are, and then use their top 20 largest holdings, top 10 largest holdings, make a I guess just a simple watch list through TradingView, and then I'll go through each of those once a week and say, hey, or just in my free time, probably I'll have more than just once a week. Hey, I'm noticing a crossover here. The sector as a whole is here. This may be an opportunity. Boom. And then we have to see in the past, has these crossovers actually made us money or not? Like, for example, Home Depot, crossover right here. I mean, that was kind of working out great. Crossover right here, again, below the 50 line. That one worked out pretty well. Getting close to a crossover right here. I'm kind of concerned that we might keep on falling down, but hey, so far the crossovers, they've been working. They've been working just fine. Crossover right here and a crossover right here. So this one had a minor move, drop back down. This one over here, another crossover right there. Above though, but that's still fine. Yeah, crossover right here. So again, there are some opportunities, I would say. I think I just need to have more of a complete picture before I start giving you guys some stuff. But I think ChatGPT can do a lot of that work for me to save me some time. I think we should be good on that one. Like, it's not like some stocks don't even come down enough for us to have those deep moves, but when they do, they're always just a great opportunity. Like this is back over here with Meta back on April 28th. Where's April 28th? Okay, right here. $595. Even if you would have held, I know it came down a lot, it's at $663. If you would have just on the normal thing, hold until resistance, that was 23% over about 56 day period. It did go up as high as like 34%, but again, you can scale out at those resistance levels, and if it goes down or whatever, you're like, oh, I'm gone, I'm out, I still made my money, so I'll walk away happy, whatever. Microsoft, yeah. Yeah, so we're just not, I mean, we're getting close with some of these, we're getting close, but until it happens, I'm pessimistic. That's just the way I am. I'm just pessimistic. Hey Tommy, happy to see you again, my man. Carvana is having a hell of a run. That has been interesting. I'm surprised they're running as much as they have. I don't have any of that. I think the last time I bought a company in that arena was Hertz, way back in the short squeeze days, I believe it was. I got lucky off of that one. I thought they were going to get bought out, but they just had like a full-on little thing going on, and they managed to work something out temporarily, at least for me to make some money. But we'll have to see. But yeah, so guys, I fixed up a bunch of my stuff. I don't know why my computer was buzzing out the last few days with my Ethernet cord not being recognized, to my camera having a weird system. Now look at this. There's no motion thing. It's good. It's smooth. It's all very, very nice. So things are working out pretty well. The market's still okay as a whole. I wouldn't say it's even great right now, but there's some pockets of greatness, and I think that's what we're going to focus on here. Loki. Let you guys say goodbye to Loki before I hop off here today. Loki. Yep. Oh. He's having a good day. Want to say hi again? No, he's getting his toy. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys a little bit later. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys probably around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock tomorrow. Tonight, I'm just going to go watch some football, I believe. I'm going to go watch it over at my guy that's doing my website's house. And we're going to be talking about the next steps, because he has a new layout that we have to push out here, like a new version of the website. So I just have to okay some stuff, and I think we'll be solid from there. And I think that'll be good, because I'm trying to, the website's supposed to be done in December, end of December, excuse me. So we still got a few weeks, but I'm trying to like make sure everything's kind of hitting on all cylinders and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again next week.